we'll go ahead and you can start with roll call.
Good morning. I have myself, Annie Cathy, Adrian Beck, Andrew Chorney, Carrie Powers, Chet Krauser, Chris Lounsbury, Dylan Jacks, Jason Emery, Kyla Lennertz, Melissa Fisher, Michelle Demon, Vincent Pavish, Violet Plummer, MCAT 206. It looks like we have Commissioner Strohmeyer and Vero. We have Allison France and Cindy Kennedy. Is that you? Yeah, perfect. Did I miss anybody out there?
No, thanks so much. Is there any public comment on items not on the agenda? Okay, no consent agenda, so action items. Adrian Beck, emergency proclamation.
Good morning, Commissioners. It's that time of year. Obviously, we're seeing the temperatures right now in the 90s, but we're also seeing that our fuel conditions out on the landscape are continuing to deteriorate in response to the hot, dry weather that we've had. And so, as has become kind of our internal indicator of when it's appropriate to declare an emergency relative to wildfire is when we go into very high fire danger. The Missoula County Fire Protection Association meets weekly on Monday mornings with all of our interagency partners to look at our energy release components, fuel moistures, fire activity around the area, and makes a recommendation based on our local indices as to what that fire danger should be. On Monday, when they met, we were trending towards very high. As people may recall, on Sunday we did get some spotty rain here and there that did affect some of our fuel moistures, and so the decision was made at that time to remain in high fire danger, but then reevaluate on Thursday as those conditions were expected to change, and they have changed. And so right now it appears that we're going to trip into very high tonight at midnight, kind of officially. And so in response to that, we're asking that you sign an emergency proclamation for wildfires so that we are prepared and ready, and that our incident commanders and agency partners have the authorities availed to them through our emergency operations plan.
Okay, pretty standard. I would move that we approve the emergency proclamation.
Second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I love right at the stroke of midnight. We trip into high danger. It's so exciting.
Some of that, yeah, some of that is for administrative purposes, just to allow everybody the time to get out there and officially change kind of Smokey's arm, but also kind of the public perception and communication tool that it provides for going into the weekend with people going out and recreating, just kind of putting it top of mind for folks to recognize that conditions have rapidly changed and we are in a dangerous situation relative to wildfire.
We should have like a ball dropping, like a New Year's Eve
flaming
display. Yeah, we should do that. Tip of the spear.
We could put it on top of the courthouse.
Yes, I love it.
There's no real flame.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Adrian. Okay, Chet with River Recreation Ambassadors.
Yeah, good morning. Make sure I get all the buttons hit here. So this is probably familiar to you. This is the second year of the River Ambassador Program. We started that last year as a partnership between the Clark Fork Coalition, Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, Missoula County, and the City of Missoula. It was super successful. We received a lot of positive comments. Their role as River Ambassadors, there's up to 4 of them that the Clark Fork Coalition is basically doing all of the hiring, supervising, training, et cetera, and then getting them out on the ground to basically be exactly what the title suggests, ambassadors to the public on how to recreate safely, where to go, where to park, in river rec ethics and etiquette, all of those kinds of things, just to help with the volumes of folks that, particularly now when the weather's as hot as it is, jump on the rivers to enjoy time around one another and cooling off. So this contract is to get the Clark Fork Coalition set up for our contribution. We do have a similar partnership as we did last year. Back in May, you signed off on an MOU that brought together Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, the county, and the city into an agreement. and outlined the various contributions of those agencies and entities. The county this year is committing up to $30,000 to that effort. The city, 10 to 15, Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, 10, and then we may have some additional grant resources that are available that'll contribute to this project as well. That amount is a reduction from last year. We last year committed all county funds with some support from the city. The city contributed about 10, and so we were somewhere in the ballpark about, I think, $40,000 to $45,000 total when that was all done. So we are reducing the county's contribution, which is a good thing. It's showing the strength of that partnership and those partners bringing resources to the table. So I don't know that I have a whole lot more unless you do have some questions. This is just kind of the contractual piece that'll help us get that season rolling and through the course of the summer.
Great. Wait, so just in broad strokes, how many ambassadors do we have?
They hire up to 4 is what the contract is stated. They typically have one that serves as somewhat of a leader of that group. So, and I haven't met them yet. I know Josh was a part of their orientation here back in the mid part of June, and we just haven't had a chance to get out and meet them in the field yet.
Great. And what was the, I'm sorry, I don't have this thing in front of me, but what's the total cost with all the partners and everyone contributing?
So total cost that we have at least commitment to the program is going to be, I'm just going to do some quick math here, 30, about 60, sorry, about 50 to 55 total. It may not take all of that. And again, if we have some grant resources that come into the mix, then there will be some amount that will be reduced. There also is a Clark Fork Coalition contribution. You'll see that in the proposed fee table there, or the budget table. And they do plan on contributing some in-kind services in addition to their role. And you'll see also kind of some overhead costs that are part of their contract. But so they are a contribution, or offer a contribution as well.
Great. Yeah, I was on Madison Bridge last night around 7:30, and there was like 40 people, so many people jumping off of it, and I didn't want to be, I was just an observer. But, yeah, I know. I was like, yeah. Oh.
Yes.
So many people. It was a scene.
Yes, for sure. The other thing I should mention, one, in relation to contributions to this and what are the overall costs. This, of course, is just in relation to the River Ambassador program, but we, as part of our broader Three Rivers collaborative discussions, have ASU Transportation and Mountain Line as part of these efforts as well, providing some connections via public transportation. So there are a lot of other pieces that all come into play to how we address the thing that you're describing, right? That busy summer activity and getting people safely and carefully where they need to be. So there are other things that go into the mix of this, and that's part of that bigger effort. This is just one piece.
Thank you.
All right. I would move that we approve the TSA.
A second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the rest, oh no, we have the Shane after you. Next 3.
Next 3, yep. So item number 3, I am requesting that the board approve an amendment to resolution 2016-099 that increases the water wastewater revolving loan fund by $20,000. Resolution 2016-099 authorizes the board of the county commissioners to use Missoula County Community Development Block Grant program income revolving loan funds to assist low and moderate income owner-occupied households in the Lolo, Elmar, Lewis and Clark, and Sunset West RSIDs. And these are deferred loans for needed water or wastewater repairs on the property of the homeowner that they would be responsible for. So we've, just a little bit of background. Originally, there was a resolution in 2010, that was just for Lolo, and that designated $15,000. And then in 2016, it was recognized that we wanted to extend the program to these other 3 RSIDs. And so the dollar amount never changed. It isn't a program that's been used a ton, but it's really nice to have. When it's needed, it's needed. And so we're hoping to add another 20,000 to bring the fund up to 35,000. In the year since 2010, we have loaned 7 homeowners, and 3 of those have been satisfied. So we have 4 outstanding, including the next item that I'll talk about here in a minute. And so with those 4 loans, we have spent over $18,000. So we've exceeded that 15,000.
Where does this come from?
Yeah.
So the CDBG revolving loan fund is the economic development program that so for instance, I know lately we've been talking a lot about, the cycles. We just totally drew a blank. Bob Giandora.
Cycle.
Free cycle. Sorry, I don't know what cycle. Okay.
So they have a loan with that program.
Yeah,
As an inward and as so two nonprofits, but for-profit businesses borrow that money. So we set aside 15,000 of those program income funds that we've had for a very long time for this program, so that we could help homeowners, low to moderate income homeowners in those RSIDs cover the costs.
And where does where does the 20,000 go that
It'll be added to this fund.
Oh, and it comes from
So it's already in the
from CDBG.
Yeah, it's just segregating out a portion of that for.
We're designating.
Okay.
Okay.
So the money's there. It's just
Right. We're just designating,
pigeonhole.
and we want to make it 35,000 because that's the threshold for when we could reapply for more funds.
Oh,
So
right. Okay.
It's taken so long to spend this down, but we have spent into beyond that 15.
Got it.
We just wanted to have some wiggle room.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
Complicated.
Okay, I'd move that we approve the amendment.
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Okay. And the next item is that 4th loan. So I'm requesting that the board approve and sign a loan agreement for a household in the Elmar RSID to move the costs of cover the cost of needed water line repairs in the amount of $5,775 per the water RSID revolving loan program resolution.
So we just added $20,000. So this will be coming out of that pot.
Correct.
Okay.
So 2016-099 is going to be shy just a bit. But that resolution you just approved is adding another.
Okay.
Now we're covered.
So we had to do that in order to do this. Okay,
That's why that is 3 and this is 4. Okay.
Exactly. All
Okay.
by design.
Yeah.
our staff are thinkers around here. Okay,
We would have done this. Loans just all of a sudden appear magically, like, I need help.
I would move that we approve and sign the loan agreement.
Okay. Second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank
All right.
you.
Go
All right.
Buena Vista.
Get that right.
Shifting gears. So the next item, we went to bid, had 2 responses. The lowest responsible bid is 3 Rivers Landworks, and so the next step is to issue them a notice of award. The dollar amount in this item is not accurate, and I talked to Violet, we'll get that fixed. The correct amount is, is $998,323.68. So this is a notice of award. It's not a contract. Just letting 3 Rivers know that we have selected them as the winning bidder and that they have 15 days to meet all of the startup requirements so that we can enter a contract.
And they came in at $1 million under budget, right?
Correct. $966,452.32.
Wow.
Hopefully my math is right. I'm starting to doubt my numbers.
Okay, let's get after it. I move that we authorize the chair to sign the notice of award.
Second. Any further discussion? Oops, Annie.
I'm sorry, Cindy, can I get that corrected amount one more time for the record?
Yeah, and I gave it to Violet as well. And we've discovered what happened. There's a cover letter with the document that has the amount that I added to Civic Clerk. and the amount on the actual notice of award is the correct amount. So that's $998,323.68. And when I get back to the office, I will kind of make sure.
Those $20, that's like a postage fees or something. It's like,
Yeah, the engineer made a mistake in the cover letter, so I'll just confirm that we have the right amounts.
thank you. Okay, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks for your patience.
Oh, exciting. DeShane.
Good morning. I didn't want to walk over there in person right now because I figured we'd end early and then I'd be sitting there by myself for half an hour. So I'll walk over and see you all in person for our 11 a.m. But our first item on this agenda is the general terms and conditions document and the order form for the Missoula City County Health Department to acquire Qualtrics, which is a software platform. We worked with Jason's team and we worked with Allison's team to make sure that they were aware that we were looking at this software, and we would like to move forward with it. And we have the costs for the first year are already completely covered in grants that we have, and then also planning for it's a 3-year order contract, I guess you would call it. And so the costs for the next 2 years we'll be putting into other grants as well.
Those will all be covered by grants.
It is absolutely 100% covered by grants this year, and I will do my best to make sure that it gets covered by grants in the next 2 years.
Awesome.
Okay, I move that we authorize the chair to sign the order form and related general terms and conditions document.
Second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, employment contract.
Yep, so this is Dr. Christensen is an infectious disease specialist here in town, very well-known, well-respected, works over at Providence. And so what he does is he signs all of our standing orders, and then he does our chart reviews. So Sarah Heineman is an NP, so she can prescribe and she can see folks, but she cannot oversee a medical assistant within the state of Montana. An MD has to oversee an MA, or a PA can oversee an MA, but an NP cannot oversee an MA. So Dr. Christensen writes all our standing orders. He does our chart reviews, and then he also consults with us because he is an infectious disease specialist. So, for example, we've already had a couple suspected cases of monkeypox, and he came in and did the testing for us, and they were all negative so far. But so that's the kind of work that he does for us, and it's just we only use him, maybe 20, 30 hours a year, I think. It's not that much. So this is his, we do a contract for 2 years, and this is just the new 2-year contract.
Great.
Is there some number of hours that if he works above that, we'd have to renegotiate this, or just wondering if, and maybe it's not an issue, but if for some reason he ends up working 40 or 60 hours a year, would we still get that much work out of him for this amount?
No, we wouldn't. And that would be, if we had something that we really had to use him for that long, it wouldn't be something that's already covered in this contract. The stuff that's already covered in this contract is he does our chart reviews, he does our standing orders, and then he's available for, us to consult when we have questions. But if we needed to use him actually as a doctor, or we needed 60, 80 hours of his time, that would be a completely separate negotiation.
Okay. Sounds good. I would move that we approve and sign the 2-year employment contract.
Second, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Thanks, DeShane.
Yep, and I will walk over and see you guys at 11.
Okay,
very
see you
good.
soon. Correspondence. Wildfire review.
Okay. How intriguing.
Oh, go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead, Ann. I was gonna say.
I was just gonna say that's a standing item that we have on for Adrian now moving forward. And since she already gave an update at the top of the meeting, we'll wait to hear from her until next time.
Okay.
Okay.
I just love the coil of cord above Chris's head. It makes me so happy.
Oh.
Oops, he disappeared.
Now it's
But
all in
yeah. Okay, well let's see it. Let's see it. There we go.
It's because I won't pay for television, so there's an antenna.
It just looks like a squiggle graffiti. It's
Nice.
okay, thanks everyone. Have a great day.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.